Duma Key by Stephen King is a literary horror novel acclaimed for its haunting atmosphere and slow-burning suspense. Released in 2008, it is King's first novel set in Florida. The story centers on Edgar Freemantle, who relocates from Minnesota to the island of Duma Key after a catastrophic accident. Haunted by phantom limb pain from his amputated arm and struggling with memory loss, Edgar turns to painting as a form of therapy. Gradually, his artwork takes on a disturbing supernatural edge, reflecting the eerie magic suffusing the island. As Edgar befriends Jerome Wireman and Elizabeth Eastlake, two island residents, he discovers that Elizabeth was also a gifted young artist. Their paintings share uncanny imagery, a decaying ship and a sinister woman clad in red. As their stories intertwine, Edgar uncovers the terrible power surrounding him and the devastating cost it demands unless stopped. The novel explores themes of life's fragility, fear of losing health, and art's mysterious influence by blending real-world tragedy with supernatural dread. Praised for its rich mood, vivid imagery, and measured pacing, Duma Key quickly became a New York Times bestseller. Stephen King, who also writes as Richard Bachman, is one of the most prolific and influential authors of modern American literature, with over 70 published books, including 30 bestsellers. Renowned for his horror, fantasy, and speculative fiction, many of King's works have been adapted for film and television. He is credited with elevating horror to literary heights through his psychologically complex characters and realistic portrayals of human frailty. King lives in Maine with his wife, novelist Tabitha King. Other notable works include Children of the Corn, End of Watch, The Man Who Loved Flowers, and Firestarter. Edgar Freemantle's life shatters after a crane accident leaves him with traumatic brain injury and an amputated right arm. He suffers from phantom pain, aphasia, and uncontrollable anger. After an outburst where Edgar nearly strangles his wife Pam, she demands a divorce, devastating their adult daughters Melinda and Ilse. On the advice of his psychotherapist Cayman, Edgar moves to Duma Key, a Florida island, to heal and pursue painting, a passion from his youth. There, he befriends Jack Cantori, his assistant, Jerome Wireman, a man with a tragic past, and Elizabeth Eastlake, an elderly heiress. Initially, painting brings Edgar relief, but soon his work grows increasingly bizarre. He experiences a strange itching sensation in his lost arm, soothed only by painting. His canvases depict eerie scenes, a ghost ship, a lost girl, and a mysterious woman in a red robe. Disturbingly, events he paints begin to manifest in reality. When Edgar's daughter Ilse visits, Elizabeth warns that Duma Key brings misfortune to daughters. Elizabeth shares her own tragic history, a childhood brain injury that left her briefly mute, her emergence as a child prodigy artist, and the drowning of her 6-year-old twin sisters Tessie and Laura, which led her to stop painting. Now afflicted with Alzheimer's, Elizabeth can barely recall her past. As Edgar's paintings grow more powerful and sinister, Elizabeth urges him to sell them quickly, warning that art on Duma Key can harbor dark forces. Edgar's gallery show is a success, attended by friends and family, but Elizabeth panics on seeing Edgar's depictions of the ghostly ship and the red-robed woman. She reveals the woman as Perse, a malevolent spirit commanding the ship of the dead, now gaining strength and nearing shore. To stop Perse, Edgar must drown her. Before revealing more, Elizabeth collapses and dies. Edgar is convinced Perse is responsible. Determined, Edgar, Jack, and Wireman search Elizabeth's home for clues. They find sketches strikingly similar to Edgar's, proving he has unknowingly tapped into Elizabeth's memories. Perse manipulates gifted artists, fueling their creativity to make them paint events that come to pass. As a child, Elizabeth was drawn into Perse's scheme. She painted a storm and a treasure that led her diver father to recover a porcelain doll, the spirit's vessel. When Elizabeth tried to erase Perse's influence, the spirit retaliated by drowning her sisters. Edgar realizes Perse will target him and his loved ones next. He halts shipments of his paintings, hoping to buy time, but Ilse has taken one painting and, on Edgar's orders, burns it. Despite this, Mary Eyre, an art critic who took a painting home, attacks and drowns Ilse. Grief-stricken, Edgar vows to end Perse. Drawing on Elizabeth's memories, Edgar learns her nanny, Nan Melda, once stopped Perse using a double drowning ritual. The doll was locked in a whiskey keg of fresh water, then submerged in a cistern. Edgar, Jack, and Wireman locate the cistern at Elizabeth's old house, where Edgar finds Nan Melda's skeleton and takes her silver bangles for protection. They discover the keg's water has leaked, awakening Perse. During a final battle as zombies from Perse's ship swarm the house, Edgar and Jack drown the doll in a flashlight canister filled with water, putting Perse to sleep. Edgar mourns Ilsa's loss. Months later, he and Wireman submerge the flashlight in a lake, while Edgar's last painting depicts a storm destroying Duma Key, quelling Perse's threat for now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.